to origami and beyond. How an ancient art is helping create new technology. Origami may be a traditional art, but it plays a role in modern technology. Here are a couple of examples. Space travel. To make origami, all you need to do is fold the paper. NASA applies this theory to other materials to save space on rockets and space stations. By using origami techniques, its engineers can get large structures into space. In addition, origami ideas are used to build robots. Star shades are special umbrellas that are built into NASA robots that take pictures of new planets. The umbrella is folded up inside the robot and unfolds to stop starlight from interfering with the pictures. The boat. Kayaks are long, thin boats that are used for sport or leisure. Their length makes them awkward to transport and store. The boat, which was created by the company Oru Kayak, uses origami techniques. The material is folded into something the size of a backpack, so it's easy to carry and put away. Who knows what the future holds for this ancient craft?
Hi everyone and welcome back to English for You. I'm Pat.
And I'm Elsie.
And yesterday we learned a lot about origami's history and what it has been used for in the past and in traditional culture. Now let's see how the ideas and principles of origami are inspiring modern technology. So the article starts by saying origami may be a traditional art, but it plays a role in modern technology. It's obviously a key word for what we're looking at today, technology, which is advanced scientific knowledge used for practical purposes. So not just coming up with cool ideas in a science lab, but actually using them to make something for people, something that can change the way we do stuff, especially in industry. So computers, cell phones, new technology that does stuff. We might say, for example, technology plays a huge role in our everyday lives.
Technology 指的就是科技，那这边用一个形容词 modern 来形容，那就是现代的科技。那还有先进的科技，你可以怎么形容呢？你可以用到 advanced 这个形容词，好 ，advanced technology。那高科技的东西，你可以用 high tech 来说。
Yeah, people will often use tech industry and you shorten technology to tech. So here are a couple of examples of origami in this kind of area. The first one is for space travel.
Wow.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought so, but you can. So, of course, origami is pretty simple. As the article says, to make origami, all you need to do is fold the paper. It's that simple. But the idea can have a lot of kind of things you can grow from it. But before we get into them, that sentence included today's language in focus, so let's check that out now.
今天的 language focus 要讲到的是必须需要做的事，只有点点点的时候，英文要怎么说呢？我们可以用all 加上 that 加上主词，后面选择用 have to 或是 need to， 再加上 do 以及 be 动词，然后再接上 to 以及一个原形动词。不过最后那个 to 都会被省略掉。好，所以呢，你就会看到后面直接接上的是原形动词作为主词补语哦。那马上给同学们一个例句。To make origami, all you need to do is fold the paper. 这个就是课文里面说的，你要制作折纸艺术，你只需要把纸对折，好，去折纸就好。那另外一个例句呢，我们还可以说 I'm almost done cleaning the house. 我快要把房子清完了。All that you have to do is take out the trash. 你所需要做的就只是倒个垃圾而已。那再来呢 ，all that 还可以组成一个复合关系代名词，就是 what。所以呢，我们这句话也可以把它说成 what 后面加上主词，然后一样哦。再来你要选是 have to 还是 need to， 加上 do 之后加上 be 动词以及一个原形动词。那一样也是必须需要做的事是什么？好，所以 for example, what you need to do. What you need to do is call her and apologize to her. 你所要做的就是打电话给她，并且跟她道歉。
So that's the idea. All you have to do is fold paper. It means you don't need any other special glue, techniques, technology. Just fold it over.
It sounds simple.
It does. And it is simple. And so we see in the article, NASA applies this theory to other materials to save space on rockets and space stations. So here the word theory is being used to mean a set of principles or ideas on which the practice of an activity is based, okay? The theory is like, okay, this is the theory, this is how things work, this is what you do. So if you think about how people play soccer, over the years, different ideas about how teams can play and win, it changes. And at the moment, we see in this example sentence, according to current theory, soccer teams should try to win the ball back as soon as they lose it, rather than go backward and keep their team shape. That's something that's changed in the last kind of 10 years.
So it's a new theory.
A new theory about how we can win the game.
Theory 这个名词指的就是学说或是理论。
So the article also used the word rocket. A rocket is a vehicle that uses a special fuel to escape Earth's atmosphere and shoot into space. For example, we could say, the rocket will take a team of scientists to the International Space Station.
这边讲到的 rocket 指的就是火箭，所以呢，对火箭啦、对科学、对科技来说，这个 origami 也是很重要的。
So what that sentence means is that they fold plastics or metals or other kind of high-tech materials in the same way that origami users or practitioners fold paper. And as we see in the article, by using origami techniques, NASA's engineers can get large structures into space. Okay, so yeah, you can't get a big thing up there, so fold it up into something quite small, and then it's easy to fit on the rocket. And that's not all that they can do. The article says, in addition, origami ideas are used to build robots. The phrase in addition is used to add information or details to a topic that has already been introduced. So we know that this is about origami, we're adding another example. And this is, star shades are special umbrellas that are built into NASA robots that take pictures of new planets. Okay, so the robot has this kind of special umbrella built into it. Let's look at the phrase be built into. So be built into, this means to make something a permanent part of a system, a plan, a design. We can use the active voice like we built something into this. It just means you think about that idea during the building and you make sure that it's included in that final thing. For example, several powerful fans have been built into the computer to help it keep cool. They're not just added on at the end, they are a part of the design and they'll be inside the structure when it's built.
我们都知道呢 ，build 这个动词是建造，那这边当做被动来使用哦。Be built into something， 那就是使成为系统或是计划当中组成的一个部分。
So here's a bit more about these star shades. The article says the umbrella is folded up inside the robot and unfolds to stop starlight from interfering with the pictures.
Oh, so it folds up and unfolds.
Yeah, I mean, just like any umbrella, but it means it can be put inside the robot, saving space to make it easier to transport.
And it does that automatically.
Yeah, and it'll pop out to block the starlight, and so there's no light interfering with or stopping the pictures looking good. To fold up means to fold something to make it smaller and more compact. The opposite is unfold, which Elsie used earlier.
那这边讲到的 starlight 指的就是星光，那还有一个动词是 interfere， 那就是妨碍或是扰乱。interfere with something， 那就是妨碍扰乱某事物。所以课文说呢，这个伞折叠后呢是收在机器人的内部哦，并在拍照的时候展开，以防止星光去干扰图片。
Yeah, it's a pretty clever idea, but it's using just this very simple kind of origami idea of folding up the umbrella inside the robot. So that's one example. Our second one is the boat. Okay, that's the name of the product, by the way. So let's explain what this one is. The article says, kayaks are long, thin boats that are used for sport or leisure.
Kayak 那就是小划艇或是独木舟。
The word leisure, and some people say this leisure, both are okay, is activities that you do to relax or enjoy yourself. It's not something you do for work or something like that. It's just, yeah, this is what I do to chill out and have some fun. You might say, for example, Danny considers cycling to be a leisure activity. He doesn't do it to keep fit. So he'll ride his bike around a path, but he'll go slowly. He won't be racing cyclist like that.
Leisure 或是 leisure， 哈，这个名词指的是娱乐或是消遣，所以你的 leisure time 就是你空闲可以做一些你嗜好的事情的时间。那再来呢 ，leisure activities， 好，这个在例句当中有出现，那就是你的消遣活动、娱乐活动。
And in the UK, you'll see sometimes there are places called leisure centres, which is our name for a sort of place that would have a swimming pool, tennis indoor like courts and basketball, a gym. It's kind of the whole sports centre.
You can spend your leisure time there.
Yeah, and it might have a little restaurant or cafe, so it's got everything. And we in the UK often call this a leisure or leisure centre. So kayaks are things that people use for fun or a race or something, but they're long, very long. And so the article explains their length makes them awkward to transport and store because they're just too long. Let's look at this word awkward because it has a slightly different definition than you might be used to. So we sometimes use the word awkward to describe a person or a situation. It's a little bit uncomfortable or embarrassing. But talking about a thing, something that is awkward is difficult to move or use because of its shape or because of the position it's in. So for example, if you've got a door and the door can't open because there's like a cupboard that's kind of blocking it, you'd say, that's in an awkward position. Let's put it somewhere else. Here's another example. Longer umbrellas keep the rain off better, but they're more awkward to carry around.
Awkward 这个形容词呢，在课文当中啊，指的是某物因为形状或是位置而变得难以处理。那当然，这个形容词也可以形容人是感到尴尬、不好意思的。
So these long, thin boats, they are awkward, they're difficult to move around and to store. You can't just put it in a small space on your balcony. You need a long garage or something like that. And of course, they're awkward to transport. Transport means move around. If you want to go kayaking, you've got to put it on top of a car or something like that. You can't just pop it in the back and go to the MRT or something, anything like that. You might say, we have so much stuff. How are we going to transport it to our new apartment?
Transport 这个动词呢，指的就是运送或是搬运，所以我们的这个小划艇这么样的，它虽然说是小划艇，可它的体积是非常大的，然后又很长，很难携带，怎么办？我们就可以交给 origami。
Exactly. The article says the boat, which was created by the company Oru Kayak, uses origami techniques. So you can probably guess what's coming here. The article explains the material is folded into something the size of a backpack, so it's easy to carry and put away. The phrasal verb put away just means to put back in its permanent home after use, usually in a neat and organized way. To like put away your clothes after you wash them, put away your toys after you play with them, and so on. So the article concludes by asking, who knows what the future holds for this ancient craft? This phrase, what the future holds, just means what the future will be. How will something change and develop, and what will this be used for in the future?
是的，那这边看到的 craft 名词代表就是传统的手工艺，所以这个传统的手工艺未来会怎么样呢？大家都是很指日可待的。
Yeah, this conclusion is just saying who knows how we might use origami in the future. Well, that is the end of our article, so let's finish off things with today's For You chat question, which is, what other uses can you think of for origami techniques?
Probably teachers can use origami maybe in teaching mathematics.
Okay, how do you think you could do that?
Like what you just mentioned, you know how to fold the paper. You need to know, some math behind
like
it, right?
The shapes and the formulas that you would need to do. Yeah, that could definitely work. I think companies that like moving companies, transport companies would, because the idea is to get as much stuff in as small space as possible.
Right.
So they might start to come up with ideas for folding boxes and things that they can use.
Or furniture company, when they're making the furniture, they can, use
ways,
that.
Yeah, I'm sure there is stuff from IKEA that this is convenient because you can fold it up and put it away more easily. I actually had a table when I was younger that it was just maybe only about that wide as when you folded it up, but it was really longer than you can see on the screen. And all you had to do was just fold it, and then it has wheels, you put it away, and it had a little door inside that you could fold even more stuff into.
Yeah.
So yeah, very convenient. So any kind, even on boats and ships, they would maybe have some kind of idea like this to just get more stuff when your space is limited. But of course, yeah, art. Even cell phones might use these kind of techniques to fold stuff up so you can get more powerful things inside a small cell phone or a computer. So those are just a few ideas. Of course, who knows what the future holds for origami. But what the future holds for us is the end of the lesson. So it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Technology. Medical technology has improved the understanding and treatment of many diseases. Theory. Jolene has studied music theory, so she can both play instruments and discuss the history of music. Rocket. The scientists boarded the rocket and prepared for their trip into space. Leisure. Cooking is more than a leisure activity for Sammy. She has taken many classes to improve her skills. Awkward. Kyle's new bicycle was awkward to ride because the seat was too high. Transport. We had to rent a truck to transport all the furniture from our old apartment to our new one.
智慧小补帖
Starlight. Interfere. Kayak. Craft.